Hi, this is Jacqueline's Orchids, April 23rd. It's a Saturday here in Salmon Arm, BC. And this little purple orchid, I think, is just beautiful. This started flowering in December. It had a couple up at the very top up here that weren't doing that well, but then when it finally came out, it dropped those two. And here it is already the end of April, and we're looking at some beautiful, huge flowers. I've had this plant for 3 years. It's very healthy. It's done very well. And now we start our summer care. This is the only one I have left in the house because I took it out of the garden window, which is just beside, because both garden windows I have are west facing, so they'll be way too hot for the orchids, but they're beautiful in the winter, so I put them outside on the patio for the summer. But this one was so beautiful, I just had to leave it in for a while. And the only thing I noticed it did have was a few sticky parts in here, and I just take a little Q-tip and I go into each little crevice and I feel the edges of the leaves. There was some sticky stuff on the edge of the leaves, but this plant has been very healthy, and it got repotted and it'll probably stay in this pot for quite a while. And now that it's summer, I just keep an eye on the roots, and I'm probably pouring a good water can full right through at least once a week now, and then I also spray the roots. But I do want to show you the ones I have out on the patio so that you can see what I'm doing out there. And I still have the pitcher plant. It's doing well. It gets some morning sun through the patio window. It's nice and bright in here, but not direct, because the pitcher plant doesn't like direct sun. At least this one doesn't. And the ZZ plant, it doesn't like direct sun. And this is an Ardesia that I've had for, I think, 4 years. And it was marked down because it was in terrible shape and small. And it gets berries, and it's very pretty around Christmas time when it has its berries. These plants will stay in the house because they're very happy there, and it's also a room issue. So now we'll go outside on the patio, and you don't have to have a big glassed-in patio like I do. Any patio where it's going to get light reflecting from other places, but not in the direct light. And this patio gets very hot, and they're under the shade, so they're not going to suffer from anything, because this is where I kept them last year. So there are in here, this little one back in here, this has been flowering since November too. I don't know if it's because it's small, but it's slow with them coming out, but they're very pretty when they're out. Now these will get also a watering can full of water every once in a while. I let the water drain through into, I have them on bricks on drain trays with pebbles. So the water goes through, and I keep the pebble tray pretty full so that they get dampness. And my ones that are in the buckets, the recycled paint buckets, they're out here. They're healthy. You know, from the middle of November, we still have a few flowers. It's just beautiful. If you haven't tried orchids, you just have to, because it's simple. I keep an eye on them. I can't see anything too... They seem to really like it out here. They have the fresh air. And that's one thing. They do like to have air circulation. They don't want to be so crowded that the air can't circulate. So wherever you put them, if there's a little patio you like to sit in the summer where you're maybe out of the direct sun, yet there's lots of sun around you. So this works good. And I've got the pebble trays with a little decorative thing. I like to play around. I picked these little glass vases, square ones, up at the thrift store. We have a terrific thrift store in Salmon Arm, and then I just put different little things in them, and it's just fun. I like to play. So now the amaryllis, hope I'm saying that right, because like I say, I'm not a gardener, I just play. But anyway, this is the third spring that we've had flowers on the amaryllis, and I repotted them, which they don't like. They like to be in a real small pot. And this one, it just has to be an inch or two bigger than the bulb itself. But when I repotted it, I did use a bigger pot, but this, it still blossomed. I think last year we had 2 spikes. It still could get another spike too, but it's beautiful. And the one over under the shade, it just got 2 flowers, which is funny, where this other one has 4 flowers with another baby one coming, but oh well. What I did is I kept them in the greenhouse with my other stuff. So I kept them in the greenhouse over the winter and let them dry. And then as soon as the light starts shining through the greenhouse, then I bring them out so they get a bit of light, and I start to give them a little water, and they do this every year, always about this time. So it's kind of nice. It dresses up the patio, and I'll take you for a quick peek to the greenhouse. Now we cover the greenhouse with plastic, 3 layers of plastic, the center one being a bubble wrap, and we cover it all winter. We put a tiny heater in there. I have an easy care garden, and it's very easy. Everything is very springy here, but I'll take you in the greenhouse because you do have to see what's going on in here too. So here we go. There we go. We keep this going all winter. And I have lemon trees in the back. There's lots of new little lemons coming. Lots of new little lemons. And we had lemons all winter. We make a lemon drink. We take a lemon, now it's a half a lemon and an orange, and put it in the whole juicer and juice it up with just a small amount of water every morning. And this way we use our own lemons, and they're so much better than any lemons that you're going to buy. They cut nice, they're juicy, and I have a greenhouse video that I show some other lemons, but even way in the back there's lots of little lemons. And then beside it here, this is an orange tree, and it's also loaded, and they're perpetual blooming, so it always smells nice. There's lots of blooms, and we're going to get lots of oranges too. So this is the 3rd year in the greenhouse for these, and I don't know, it's a little bit of the 60s hippie thing, but I like to be a little self-sufficient. So in the winter I don't carry water. I have a pond here in the greenhouse and goldfish, and what I do is I water all my plants in the winter from this water, and I run a dehumidifier for heat. So the dehumidifier helps heat up the greenhouse, puts water into the pond, and it keeps me going all winter. I don't have to haul water or anything. And here's our pineapple. We'll be eating them soon. These were just the tops off of 2 pineapples that we planted, and there's a small second one coming in there. And we got another pineapple over here. So we like to keep a couple going. They do take up a lot of space, but it's fun, and we love tasting them. And then all these geraniums I kept underneath my benches all winter. And at the beginning of every month, so I don't forget, I just give them a smidgen of water so they're not completely dry all winter. And it's nice coming out here in the winter anyway. It's always something happening out here. And it feels nice, it's therapeutic. It's not a big greenhouse, but we sure keep it pretty full. I have a starfruit tree which I put outside, and there beside the lemon tree is an olive tree, and I'm hoping some flowers might come on that this year. These stay in the greenhouse all summer. Even though it gets really hot in here, they don't mind, and they have the humidity from the pond, and I'm sure that's what saves us. And in behind the lemon tree is 2 coffee plants. And let's see if I can close up. I'm terrible at this. Yeah, there we are. There's 2 coffee plants hid back in there, and they're doing good. So I don't think we'll ever make a ton of coffee on them. It's just something I do for fun. And the tomatoes are coming along. I'll be putting them in the garden. And I took some leaves off the ZZ plant a year ago, and there's little tiny, I don't know what you call them. Like I say, I'm not a real gardener, believe it. And little bulbs underneath the leaves that have formed, and they're about a ½ an inch big. So I'm hoping. They say they take a year to get plants, but it was just one branch that had fell off, and I thought, well, we'll try. We got room. I got some other things still coming. I got our cantaloupe up here. It's doing really good. This is the best cantaloupe. We save seeds and planted our own. It is the best cantaloupe. We're just so lucky. And more tomatoes and a few petunias, which I do terrible at. I'm going to quit the petunias. And in the back corner is a huge agave. And I don't know, I keep it back there. I liked it there, and I should find out what I can do with it. Must be something. But anyway, I just wanted to take you for a quick tour in the greenhouse. And I think it's 8 by 16. 4, 8, I don't know. It's a Rion greenhouse, and when they say they're good because they stand up to snow load. Like we keep this going all winter. I think they're 4-foot sections, so 4, 8, 16. Oh boy. Anyway, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're not 4-foot. They're 2-foot sections. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, 16. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 by 16. Yeah, and it took snow loads, it took everything. My husband made some mason bee things, and because it's keeping everything nicely. And he put it in a safe spot, and they've already filled some tubes. We've been watching them. And anyway, I guess that's about all I can show you right now, and I hope you enjoyed this little tour along with the orchids. And if you have any questions, drop me a line. Okay, bye.